Hey VC, happy Sunday morning. Hope you're having a great weekend. I haven't done one of these videos in a while where I've shown things that I have picked up either online or shopping at the record store, mostly because I haven't been shopping online or going to record stores a whole lot lately. As Christmas season approaches, my budget starts to shrink, so I tend to have less money to be spending on records and the like, but here's some stuff I've gotten over the last 2 weeks. I'm going to start out with the vinyl. First of all, I am a big fan of this band, and I haven't really shown anything that I have as part of my collection. I've mostly had CDs, but I did pick up a couple of pieces of vinyl from this band. Talking about the B-52s. This is a reissue of their Wild Planet album, which I think is one of their best, might be my favorite. And then this is, I think, their third full-length album. They had a couple of EPs in there, Mesopotamia and Party Mix EP, but this is a little more synth pop than anything that they had done to this point. They still got guitars in the mix, but definitely more kind of drum machines and a little more synthesizers than they had used before, but I still like that album a lot. On the other end of the spectrum, I picked this one up. This is a reissue of Judas Priest's second album, Sad Wings of Destiny. This does have a gatefold on it. Not sure if the original did. And you got the custom label there. So glad to have that one. Probably, at least what I've heard so far, my favorite Judas Priest album. I kind of like that early bluesy sound that they had. That's kind of in my wheelhouse. So I've spent a lot of time with this record, and I really like it a lot. Just like Josh is a sucker for hype stickers, I'm a sucker for 12-inch singles, and I found this one, David Bowie, Modern Love, which doesn't have any remixes on it. It's pretty much got the 45 single on one side, and then on the B side it's got a live version of Modern Love, but still cool to have as part of the collection. And still expanding on my jazz collection here, I got a repress of Bill Evans' Waltz for Debbie. I think this is his fourth album, but very cool. Always loved Bill Evans, one of the greatest piano players of the classic jazz era. I definitely need to get more of his stuff, but I'm starting with that one. I used to have it on CD, and I used to have Everybody Digs Bill Evans on CD also, but they vanished as I've moved from place to place, and so I think I'll start replacing them on vinyl, I guess. CD-wise, I had the vinyl of this and just picked up the CD version of it. This is the remix of A Momentary Lapse of Reason, which sounds amazing. Very impressed with this one, and wanted to pick it up on CD, since every other Pink Floyd album I have on CD as well. And then I've got some orchestral maneuvers in the dark, and one of their best albums, at least for me, is Architecture and Morality. It was their third studio album, and this is the remastered version of that. And then also just recently they released, it's the singles, the Architecture and Morality singles. I've got a bunch of B-sides, remixes, alternate tracks that were not on the original album. So very cool. A nice companion piece to that. If you're not familiar with orchestral maneuvers in the dark, they were kind of at the forefront of the whole new wave synth pop movement, not in a way that Depeche Mode was, although there are some similarities, but their style is closer to Kraftwerk, definitely, especially early on, very kind of electronic and experimental, but I do like them a lot. They're still recording and putting out CDs today. The album I just showed you, I think it's from 1981. last CD I'm going to show, and this was a gift from my friend Tim Derling. This is the new Yes CD, which Tim and I will be reviewing in a couple of weeks. But in advance of that, he sent me the CD and wasn't terribly impressed with, this is the new lead singer. I mean, he sounds a lot like John Anderson. His name's John Davison, and sounds remarkably like John Anderson. And I wasn't too impressed with Far From Home and Heaven and Earth. Far From Home was the better of the two, if you'd asked me. And so wasn't really expecting a whole lot from this one, but Steve Howe produced it, and I have to tell you, it is fantastic. Just kind of blew me away. It's like the classic Yes sound. A lot of melody. I really compare this kind of to the Tales from Topographic Oceans a little bit, just in that there's different suites. There's a lot of melody, at least early on. And I make that comparison in a positive way because I do like a lot of Tales from Topographic Oceans. And this one, it's just got a lot of melodies. They add some different sound textures, but at the same way, they retain that classic Yes sound. Not going to go too much into it because I am going to be doing a more extensive review of it in a couple weeks, but did pick it up, and well, I should say I didn't pick it up. It was picked up for me, but I am very glad to have this as part of my Yes collection because it is very, very, very good. I had a cassette here, the only cassette that I've picked up recently, but this is Rainbow, Bent Out of Shape. This Joe Lynn Turner on vocals, who reminds me a lot of Lou Gramm. At least that's to my ears what it sounds like, but really like this one. Hopefully I can get it on vinyl someday if I ever come across it. But yeah, great album, great hard melodic rock. You got Ritchie Blackmore and Roger Glover from Deep Purple, who are on that album as well. And yeah, really good. And then from my good friend Gary, I have an 8-track tape to show. This is ABBA Greatest Hits Volume 2. And looking at this, I'm like, what was on Greatest Hits Volume 1? Because you got Dancing Queen on here, Take a Chance with Me, Money, 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 Gimme, Gimme, Gimme. I mean, Does Your Mother Know? And I don't know. I'm not a huge ABBA fan, so I don't know. Maybe this is all stuff from their later hits. Maybe Volume 1 was their earlier hits, but yeah, very cool. I've been kind of building an 8-track tape collection, if you will, but glad to have that one as well as part of my collection. But anyway, that's all I got. Hope you're doing well. Have a great weekend, and take care.